My name is Aubrey Gaines, aka Supercar Viking, aka HP Paper Stacks, aka I can't cuss. All right, I drive the '91 Acura NSX J35 swap. Let's go. So I went with the '91 NSX off of happenstance, really. As an enthusiast, when you're growing up, you see all the JDM legends and you want them. You want the Super, you want the Skyline. You don't even know why, you just fucking want them. So you know, you get on Facebook, you get on the marketplace, you get on Instagram, you get on Craigslist, and you just search. Every car enthusiast knows, man. You just search for cars and car parts you can't even buy. You can't even afford. You got $2 to your name, but you're like, hey, let me see what's out there. You know what I mean? Dang, this turbo kit goes for $100. How can I make this real quick? I'll say sell mangoes on the corner of the street. You know what I mean? But El Tango El Gato, right? Yeah. So basically, what ended up happening was I was searching and I found like a Facebook group that was selling cars and auctioning off cars, and it popped up and I was like, man, let me go check this out. So I get my friend Matt, I'm like, hey, we're leaving on Friday at 4 a.m. to go get an NSX. He was like, yeah, all right, whatever. And yeah, basically it was a Tuesday and I knocked on his door Friday, 4 a.m. and he was like, what are you doing? I was like, we're going to get this NSX. He was like, oh, I'm not ready. So we had to delay it like 2 days or whatever. And we went there and we pretty much muscled the guy down to like 19 grand. And that's why I went with the platform. There's nothing serious. It's just it's an icon, and I've been in love with it ever since growing up in Japan. So that's about it. So the mods I went with are pretty conservative because when you step into the realm of this car, like NSX, Supra, you know, there's this group of purists that want to try and muscle you in and pressure you into doing, you know, what they call tasteful mods. You know, and that's all great and all, but in the car realm, we do this because it's what we envision. So I went ahead and J35 swapped it for a specific reason. I wanted to boost the stock C motor, but if you know anything about these cars, that rebuilding something that blows from boost like that of this stature costs anywhere between $15,000 and $20,000 just to rebuild the motor. So I was like, yeah, we're not gonna have any of that. So I went J-Swap, found a guy online, did the conversions, bought the kit, went that route, $300, junkyard, you know what I mean? Honda shit, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's actually pretty funny. It is Honda. Yeah, I'm still a Honda kid, even though I got the world's slowest supercar here. The throttle body on the J series is on the opposite side, so I took a penny and JB welded it because it was sucking vacuum. And somebody the other day actually was like, is there a penny JB welded to this intake manifold? I'm like, yes it is. And still 90s Honda boy, you know what I mean? Like, I come from the realm when we didn't have mods for this type of stuff. With the Integras and the Civics, we didn't have modifications. You had to make your own modifications. Like I think I was telling you online, Murph, the other day, I'm like, we were using FMUs. You know how stupid that sounds today? Like the amount of stupidity that equals to is beyond what's on this earth. It's like, let's just take vacuum and that'll just determine how much fuel you need. That was just retarded. But I mean, it worked. I mean, Arizona had a guy, leaf blower, pushed 6 pounds of pressure into an Eclipse and it worked. A leaf blower, he tore apart a leaf blower, but it worked. It was 6 pounds and he was murdering everybody across the land, you know what I mean? He was on a conquest. No, but so the current mods are these fake T37 SLs that are powder coated. I do have BC racing coilovers. I wanted to keep that trackability if I ever wanted to, autocross or just hit the track one day. The car was designed to go around the track, and that's exactly what I wanted to feel. Currently, there's the BC racing coilovers, like I said, and I think that's about it. The J35. This is about it as far as modifications go, but there's a whole lot more coming. So, future modifications, a whole lot of them. So when I picked up the car, it was pretty janky. We flew to Tennessee, like I said, and we picked up the car and it was just god awful. You know what I mean? And I made it a point to revive this car from this barnyard look that it had. I mean, the paint was just horrible. And so I was like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and do this thing, and we're gonna, but the hair is on Odin's beard. I will fix this type of shit, right? So we have the new wheels going on. They're actually in here today. Maybe Merv will give you a little shot of it, and we're gonna go ahead and try and put them on today as well. I have the turbo kit sitting in the corner. It's gonna be a Precision 6262. Angus style kit. If you don't know what it means, Google it, you'll see it. And I can't explain it because it's too much. It's just Google it, it's pretty cool. So Angus turbo kit, or Angus style turbo kit. I have the air cups so I can stop jacking up my lips when I go into the driveways here in Texas. We have some slopes that the car can't handle. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on some air cups that are on it, or on the coil, the BC Racing coilovers. That way I can lift it up whenever I need to. I'm gonna go ahead and work on the J35. Everybody knows that the airflow is not that great in the heads, so that's gonna be my main focus, and try and get the 9,000 to 10,000 RPM range that the stock C series had. And I'm gonna go ahead and try and get that back up there from the 7,000 range that the J series offers. All the interiors go in carbon fiber and Alcantara suede. I have all the carbon fiber pieces right now. The nav pod on the dash, like the GTRs had, I have that too. It's pretty awesome. They come in the NSXRs over in Japan. So I have that. That's gonna act as my gauge pod. So I'm not really for the gauge pod look anymore. That was so 2001, you know what I mean? Shout out to the Fast and Furious guys, you know what I mean? I should put like vinyl on here. You know what I mean? Remember the Supra and Fast and Furious? I know you remember that, right? Yeah? What are you touching the camera for? I'm not done. I'm just making a fucking joke. You put a vinyl on here. Old NSX style shit, you know what I mean? Put a rocket. Ooh, we can put a SpaceX rocket on the side, anime style. That'd be kind of dope, right? Yeah, so, he's definitely a descendant of Odin. Taking pictures and whatnot. Yeah. So, what do I think about the car scene today? I think it's definitely a transition, and it's a big transition, but it might be a good transition, it might be a bad transition. It's all on hearsay or what's relative to you, right? I absolutely enjoy all the new tech coming out for the cars, especially coming from when the modding scenes started. It has flourished something fierce. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't even get a new car coming out. Hell, C8 comes out soon, right? C8 Corvette. I bet you there's 12 companies about to line up and get LLCs so they can start building, carbon parts for it, or some crazy. I think that's awesome, because back in the day we had a hell of a time just finding, radiator stays for Civics inside of Integras, you know what I mean? Or Civic radiators inside of Integras, or vice versa. I mean, you had to use Home Depot sheet metal to, you know what I mean, and try and paint it to kind of make it look good, and whatever. So it's awesome that we're transitioning into this phase where everybody, pretty much your average Joe, can CNC, you can water jet, you can do whatever. You don't even need to have the equipment. You can go to a shop and rent off the equipment. As long as you can do AutoCAD, you're good, man. I think it's awesome that there's more hands-on enthusiasts. But then there's also the other side where it's not so hands-on enthusiasts. You know what I mean? You got the show guys. Never been a fan, but it's probably why my NSX is jacked up right now. But never been a fan of the show guys like Merv. Complete fucking chud, But I love you, Merv. I'm just joking, man. But I love you too, bro. So no, but much respect to the guys that love to keep it clean. I absolutely adore the cars when I go to the shows, man. It's something I wish I could do, but I get in my car and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna keep it clean. I'm gonna clean the wheels inside and out. I'm gonna do this, and then I get on the road, and I'm like, yeah, 4x4ing. Speaking of which, side note, man, we were going to Austin. There was bad traffic, and I was in the E55. I got air set up in there, right? Pressed the button. It was like, I went into the dirt. And on the other side there was a curb, but it wasn't developed yet. Like it was straight, and you know, Giselle was like, Aubrey, turn around. I'm like, nah, there's traffic. It's about 2 hours backed up. We're not doing that. Oh yeah, I went over that thing with the Rohanas and everything. Yeah, so that's probably why I can't be the show guy, but I'm trying, man. I got these expensive wheels over here. You know what I mean? It's expensive paint. You know, this crap costs like $1,200 a gallon. Stupid paint. Dumb paint. Dumb. Anyways. So, yeah, the scene, man, coming back to it. The scene is awesome. It's definitely a change. Me being jaded from the scene that I came from, I have to try and, you know, accept some of the things that are coming in. You know, let's talk about that for a minute. This is crazy. You had the GTRs, right? Which are great cars. I love them. Driven them, absolutely love them, right? And it was like this big joke when they first came out about them driving themselves and the driver don't have to do anything. That is real. That is real. Driving this car and driving a GTR is a complete different thing. And as the technologies through the scene come up, man, at some point the cars are just gonna drive themselves. They're gonna calculate, you know, how to get around the track effectively with the humidity and all this other, like AI is gonna be a thing in vehicles at some point. And as we keep going, like, let me just use this for instance. Back when we started this with just Hondas and, you know, the JDM Legends and then the American Muscle, and we didn't have much mods for it, the transmission was the transmission. Like either you was putting it in gear or you weren't. Either you were good at putting it in gear or you weren't. Now you have air shifters, hydraulic shifters, billet trans, you have all this dog boxes, you know what I mean? Which is great, yes, you are getting it and you're beating out the manual guys and the autos, even the auto guys, you know what I mean? You're beating them out. But at what point does that mean fun? It doesn't. To me, it doesn't at least. So, you know, coming into the scene, I think the new guys are more worried about winning versus, you know what I mean? It's a money game at this point, and the scene is, I'm not gonna say it's gonna die out, but it's definitely going through a big change. It's definitely going through a big change. You drive, anybody I'll let drive this car, which is plenty, this is completely different. I had a 23-year-old driver the other day, and he was like, man, he's like, I can feel the corner. I'm like, yeah, that's what it was made to do. You know, these new cars you have, even the new NSX, you have a leveling into the corner, into the apex, and that's crazy. So you don't feel it. You know what I mean? So you don't feel the corner, and you can turn into it more, which is great for technology's sake, but it's not fun. The driver doesn't know the limits of the actual car, the actual machine. You don't know it, or it's just a new limit. I don't know. It's hearsay. It's just relative. So the local scene, Killeen. There's a lot to be said about that, but I'm gonna keep it short, right? You piece of shit. Killeen. Killeen definitely has a scene. It's there. It's hiding, for sure. People are hiding, and we need to bring them out again. I think Clean Car Alliance and Merv and his wife and anybody dealing with that. Oh, aren't you bringing out S1 again? Sorry. So, you know, I think the scene went through a transition with everything else. It's either that or I'm getting old, and all the old heads, we have more responsibilities like kids. Yes. And paying bills. Yes. So I think the scene, we're just noticing a difference. It's a different thing, and it's hiding. I wish Killeen had way more people to come out, because we have Fort Hood here, which is like ridiculous. Fort Hood is ridiculous in size and soldiers, and we know you soldiers didn't join to be patriotic. I can say that because I'm a vet, but we know. Come on, man. We knew you joined. If you're a car enthusiast, always a car enthusiast, you joined the damn military, you're going to get a damn car. I don't care if you're E1. I've seen E1s with C7s. How the never mind. Anyways, bring it out. Do something. Merv is doing great by doing the show here in Killeen, and hopefully there's a good turnout. He's contributing. I'm trying to contribute with my turbos, ties, and tuners. If you're anywhere in the CTX area, come out for the cruise. It's gonna be awesome. We don't do nothing but dress up and just go ride. And I think that's what we're missing. I think we're missing the spirit of the enthusiasts of the scene now, and it's a lack of cooperation. There's a lack of cooperation. There's nobody that comes out. Nobody wants to come out. Nobody wants to do anything. I'm guilty of it. Mark, when's the last time you seen me at a meet? I don't even go to the meet. There was one last night. Somebody asked me to go, and I was like, man, I'm gonna do car stuff in my garage, which I did. But the lack of cooperation, man, that's where it's at, and we need to get y'all out there. Get out there, do these things, so more people can come, and more people want to. You know what I mean? Let's schedule track days and rent out the track. You know what I mean? That would be awesome. I remember we used to do that back in the day. We used to go to Little River and do crazy. You know what I mean? Like, and not just in Texas, in North Carolina too. We had Freaky Friday. That was awesome. You know what I mean? Those bikes used to come out. Somebody's got something out here, you know what I'm saying? Good enough for a damn NHRA circuit, but nobody's bringing it out at all. You know, the old heads at Belton, they got some craziness, right? Yeah, anyways, we need more cooperation for sure. And we need the spirit back in. We need to throw cruises that are just going on spirited drives in the backwoods of freaking Austin, or even in Killeen. Killeen's got some stuff out in Cove and Heights, heading to Florence and stuff. I mean, we need to start doing some things. Start doing more things. More, get these younger cats and these older cats together and start talking about the spirit of where the car scene came from and how we keep it going. All right, so anybody I look up to in the car scene is pretty much anybody still doing it and doing it in spirit. I think it's awesome. I mean, there's so many out there I can name. Certain builds I can name, certain shops I can name. I mean, some of the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. RWB, straight spirit. Most people hate him. Other people love him. He's just doing what he loves. And that's awesome to me. So when I see a 240 SX rolling down the street, you know what I mean? Set up old school style. I think that's awesome. You know what I mean? You're doing what you want. Yeah, it's got the crazy effects and bumpers on it and all that other stuff, but that's what that person wants. He's securing the nostalgia, and I think that's awesome. All the newer guys doing new things, building one-off body kits and stuff like that is awesome. And so there's not one person I can say that I look up to in the scene, because it's pretty much everybody. It is the scene. I love the scene. I love the camaraderie. I love the spirit of it. So I can name off 50 million builds right now, all the way from the drift sector and the drag sector and like all this. Man, I can tell you right now, I have had to look up to a lot of builds and a lot of individuals to get where I am right now, because I used to be hard charging racing. I used to have my RX-7 and slam it into a wall and then put zip tie stitches on an over fender just to hide the hit. But you know, I transitioned into this like, all right, well let's do show and go, or let's just do go. But it has made me a well-rounded individual for both, you know, maintaining the beauty of the cars along with, you know, some fun and hitting the nitrous on the highway type shit, you know. But you know, back in the day, some of the ones that inspired me on some of my builds were like T1, like Tony Paolo and his badass Integra, which my Integra was kind of modeled after his as well. Like I said, RWB, and then the old cats, like even that Merv used to have around Kamikaze and S1, man. Those guys, I was going to school, middle school and high school here in Killeen, and those are the guys I was looking up like, holy crap, you know what I mean? Some of them had NSXs, and that was kind of one of my closest friends, Gil. Like I was like, one day I'm gonna have an NSX like his. I mean, I still don't. It's like 15 years later, because his is just sick. He is like the NSX guru, but you know, there's the scene just in general. I get most of my ideas from magazines, builds on the internet, forums. That's one thing I do miss, man. I should have said that. Remember the build forum? Like the builds on the forums? Like, I mean, meticulous. Just, I mean, dude would be like, yeah, bought a wheel bearing from England. Just some guy makes them. You're like, what? They're like, yeah, link me up with dude. And then all of a sudden you have dude making custom bearings for Honda Civics or you know what I'm saying, the first gen Vipers, which are funnier than a boat. You see the first gen Vipers with they have the race car plexiglass for the windows. Yeah, anyways. That's what I'm saying though. I miss the builds. I miss the builds and seeing the individuality and everything. Nowadays it seems like people just go on the build forums to see how they get 600 horsepower. It's like what they type. Like, how do I get 600 horsepower in an SRT4? And then they come across somebody's build that spent a lot of time thinking and blueprinting the engine and doing all this, and they just slap parts on their car. They're like, yep, okay, tile, blow-off valve, tile, wastegate, this, that, you know what I mean? But that's what I do miss is the individuality and, you know, seeing those builds. So those are the builds that I grew up on and where I got my inspiration and where I get to pick and choose what it is I want to do with each one of my cars, because each one is different, I can tell you right now. My AMG is completely different than my NSX, and I would do things completely different with each one of my cars. And that's because of the full scope of the car scene and all the builds that I've seen across the years of living. All right, I'd like to give a shout out and some thanks to some people throughout the build of my NSX. So first one I want to go with is Navin. He's definitely helped me out with getting some parts and telling me how things go on the NSX. He actually drove from Waco to Killeen just to help me replace some things in the head. So I had no idea what I was doing. First got the car and I'm like, oh my God, it's a supercar. I can't work on this, you know what I mean? But it's just a Honda. So, but Navin, he actually has, if you go check him out, he's on YouTube and on Facebook. He has the 1,000 horsepower K24 NSX, the black one. So make sure to go Google that and check that out. It's a beast, man. Full billet trans, fully built K24, awesome build. Go check him out. The next person I want to thank is Cliff Nichols. You know who you are, bud. I mean, you don't really do nothing for me, but it's cool. I just want to shout you out. No, I'm joking. He let me bring the car over multiple times to his garage and let me do amazing things. Not just this one, but the AMG as well. He also gave me some guidance on the ways I should go with this, because you get confused on what you want to do, what kind of body kit, like should I keep it this way or that way? Should I stance it out? Definitely not. Should I do certain things? You know, so he's definitely been a talking point of this as well. The other person I want to shout out is Demetrius. Bro, whenever I want to sell this thing and I want to literally dent the door in, you are the man that keeps me in it to win it. And I mean, he is an inspiration himself. He's building a Porsche 911 Turbo. I'm actually coating some wheels for. They'll be at the show. Make sure you come by the booth, check them out. They're pretty sweet. And he just the moral support. You know what I'm saying? Moral and just keeping my head in the game for this scene. You know what I mean? He's definitely been there for me on that one. Merv, he's another one. He kicks me in the chest when certain things happen. I mean, he's a little bit more conservative. You know, I'll be like, should I sell a part out the interior? He's like, it's on you. It's on you. But then like we get to talking or something, he's like, man, you better not sell this thing. Like, you know, so I do want to, keeping the scene alive. Merv is definitely that guy. Keeping the scene alive. He makes me want to stay in it when you want to get out of it and be an adult full time. Drive a minivan. Kind of like Busy Moto with the 1,000 horsepower minivan. You can never leave the scene, Merv. You can never leave the scene, sir. You, guy, high speed. Yeah. What are you talking about? Never. Of course, never. We're building freaking Power Wheels, for Christ's sake. What the fuck is... You'll never... Yeah, I know you built a Hot Wheel or two. All right, well, there you go. So, yeah, so shout out to all the boys. Shout out to Killeen car scene. We're the ones that aren't hiding and going ghosts and all that. Hey, keep it live and be okay.